Okay, look, I know I don't have enough fans for anybody to really accuse me of dodging particular topics, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody actually thought I was trying to dodge talking about Drake. Mainly because I was actually trying to dodge talking about Drake. I feel like I have a pretty good reason, though. There's a whole lot of Drake's content that just straight up doesn't interest me. I mean, when I first heard Hotline Bling, I thought it was album filler. I wouldn't have been surprised if it really was album filler, considering, how nowadays artists put every single song out there for the Billboard Hot 100. But it looks like I'm in the minority on that subject. Okay, fair enough. Still, I do tend to get the impression that Drake just doesn't care most of the time. The last song that I felt like he put a lot of real effort into was Back to Back, which, interestingly enough, seems to be a lot more tightly constructed in its wordplay for something that's supposed to be a freestyle. In fact, it sounds more tightly constructed than his, the stuff that's not supposed to be improvised. Of course, if you believe Meek Mill, then that has nothing to do with Drake. But what really matters is the music that the man produces. Thus the subject of this review, One Dance. I didn't really want to cover this one, especially since Drake seems to not know how to release music videos for songs that he releases, but, here you go. The song has two featured artists, the first of which is Nigerian rapper Wizkid. I'll be talking about his primary contribution, the beat, later, but he does provide a little bit of backing vocal as well. Kyla, on the other hand, is the other featured artist who's actually primarily heard in samples from another song of hers. And the reason that these samples are here is for... I'll be honest, it doesn't really add much to the song, which actually sounds more like a song about temporary release before going back to your everyday life, which is a perfectly fine concept. And I will admit that Kyla's sample does fit in with a female perspective of the girl that Drake wants to have one dance with. Or should I say a one dance? I need a one dance. Seriously, does that grammar bother anyone else? But like I said, it does fit in with the context, although it doesn't really add anything. It's just a female perspective just because, which wouldn't really be bothersome if it were at least some new material. Now let's move on to the production. I mentioned this being a primary contribution of Wizkid earlier. To a certain extent, I really do like it. I tend to lean towards these more laid-back dance numbers. It reminds me a bit of Lean On by Major Lazer, although admittedly, that song did have a lot more going on in it than this one. This one's a lot more minimalistic. And I do like minimalistic production when it works, but this song is definitely one that wants to have more going on with the instrumental. And now for Drake's contribution, the lyrics. The ones that aren't from another song. Let's listen to them. Grips on your ways, front way, back way. You know that I don't play. Okay, yeah, this is really boring. This sounds like Drake from his first album, Thank Me Later, with the emotion completely sapped out of his voice and auto-tune that just sounds messier because of the fact that they try to hide it so much. I mean, I know I said that I felt like Hotline Bling sounded like a filler song, but, at least I heard some kind of caring in his voice for what he was singing about. After songs like Summer 16 and Back to Back, I really have a lot of trouble accepting this regression in his style. Do you guys get why I didn't want to review this song? I mean, it has nothing to do with really hating the song, it's just... I really do like the chill vibe that the instrumental gives off, but once I hear what's putting on top of the instrumental, I start losing interest very quickly. Especially in this day and age where we have lots of chilled out dance music, and, we're getting the least enthused vocals possible about dancing. The lyrics are unenthused, the delivery of those lyrics is very unenthused. In fact, as far as chilled out dance music, there's a lot better choices from Drake, including Hotline Bling itself. Even if you don't like the song that much, it's much better chilled out dance song. On top of that, Madonna from If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, also by Drake, is another good example of a chilled out dance song from him. That being said, I would check out Wizkid and Kyla as well if you like the production like I did. They certainly do have their flaws, don't get me wrong, but I've actually kind of enjoyed listening to their stuff. So, with the review done, let me know what you thought in the comments. Did you think I was completely off base for what I said about this song? Did you hate the instrumental and love the lyrics? Yeah, so be it. Until next time, though, this is your friendly neighborhood Boonslayer, signing out. Catch you next time.